Okay, so welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us from all parts of the United States. Who knows, maybe parts of other parts in the country or the world rather. And thank you so much for participating in our essential oil study. We're very excited to be launching this program to really share and educate and empower and equip you in this 2-week program with these natural, sustainable essential oils and the therapeutic usages for your health concerns and your health needs. My name is Avesa Love, and I have been a leader with the doTERRA Essential Oil Company for 3 years. So I have been educating and empowering and coaching wellness with these essential oils for a while, and have witnessed thousands of people get off medications and just uplift their lives with another solution, another answer that's connected to earth, connected to nature. And so I'm excited to bring this to you today. And I thank you also for participating in this study. doTERRA is a science company, and so they're actually partnered with Johns Hopkins University and various hospitals, and the movement right now is to really establish essential oils into the medical world. And so I appreciate you guys all participating in this study. As we empower you, we're also going to be gathering your feedback and your experiences. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be sharing a little bit of a slide and an education today. And if you can't see the slide, hopefully I'll be as articulate as possible. If you have questions at any time, please do not hesitate to ask questions. And also on our call today, we have a few of our wellness advocates that are, in the mental health profession, and are massage therapists and in various professions. So they'll be able to chime in as well with other questions. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with our little presentation. So first and foremost, un momento. Just to give a little bit of an agenda of our essential oil study program. So it's running, so today's the day that we're beginning. So hopefully today you already have in your hands a few of the key essential oils for your specific health concerns. We're going to be exploring 4 main areas: pain, digestion, sleep, mood, stress, and one more: pain, digestion, sleep, and then mood and stress. So 4 main areas. So you would have received a few samples for the sort of program that you are participating in. And so today we're launching off with, we're going to have about a 30-minute class that I'm about to give, where we're going to learn more about the essential oils and how to use them therapeutically, a bit more about our company doTERRA and how these are unique. These are different than the essential oils that you would find at the shelf of the grocery store, for example. So we'll go into that today. And then in a few days, you're going to hear from the wellness advocate that sponsored you, hopefully on Saturday or Sunday at some point, so that they can check in with you to get your feedback, hear about your experience, support you if you have any questions. At that time, you'll be added into our really fun Facebook group that's going to be running until the 15th. And every couple of days, there will be a live education. There's going to be daily posting. And then also, there's going to be giveaways. We're going to give away some fun essential oils there for those of you that share your feedback, your experiences, that participate. So definitely tune into the Facebook group. It'll be fun. It'll be lively. And so we hope to see you there. And then we're going to close the program on the 15th with a final, again, 30-minute closing class, so that we can go a little bit deeper again into the essential oils, sort of the base medicine cabinet, and close the program then. So that's what we have in store for us in the next 2 weeks, and it's going to be really lovely. And again, we are a science company within doTERRA. This is the latest in essential oil research that you're receiving. Feel free to explore as well the doTERRA.com to learn more about the work that they're partnering with Johns Hopkins University. And again, thank you for participating as well and continuing that research in the world, so that we can establish plant medicine, in our communities. All right. So welcome to Discover Essential Oils. Okay, so first and foremost, why doTERRA? What is unique about doTERRA? Why are these different than the ones you would buy at the grocery store? It's how we source our essential oils. We're a grade called Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. That's the highest quality and the most ethically sourced essential oil today. Rather than factory farming our essential oils, like getting our lavender factory farmed from Illinois, instead, we get our essential oils from their indigenous or their natural habitat. So where the plant in all of its compounds are the most potent and pure. And it's actually also through a model that's unique. It's called co-impact sourcing, which is another beautiful aspect of doTERRA. It's part of why I partnered with the company. Co-impact sourcing is this initiative to uplift people in developing countries. It means, through sourcing from our indigenous habitats, we actually, 2/3 of the countries we work with are indigenous and third world and developing countries. So it's an opportunity. We sponsor and empower the economies of over 22,000 indigenous communities. So really, really amazing. And what's so beautiful about that too is that they're in their lineages, they're carriers of this art of essential oil harvesting. And at the end of this little education, I'll share a little video that you can kind of get a taste and a sense of the beauty of what these communities are doing all over the world. And then every single essential oil goes through 6 different distillation processes and over 6 different testing processes from a third party outsourced company. So this is very unique as well. Every single batch, every oil you get in your hands has 0 contaminants, microorganisms, pesticides. We're actually the only company in the world that makes the testing results from our oils public. You can go to a website called sourceto.com and see the exact batch that your bottle of essential oil came from. So this is why we can use them in such a versatile way. This is just a little bit of an image of our co-impact sourcing. And 1 second, I'm just going to adjust the way my video is showing here. There we go. Emily Wright, you can see her right here. She's the founder of our company. She had the vision of this co-impact sourcing. You can see all the places in the world we source our beautiful oils from. Those are women from Nepal. And our wintergreen essential oil, which many of you guys are going to experience in your deep blue sample for those of you that are participating in the pain study. All right, so what are these essential oils? What do you guys have in your hand for this sample event? So it's pretty obvious that they're extracts from plants, right? And that's actually very ancient. That dates back to the Egyptians. It's listed in the Bible over 1,000 times. We as humanity have been extracting and utilizing essential oils for our healing, for our beauty, for spiritual purposes for thousands and thousands of years. The pharmaceutical industry is only a couple hundred years old, right? And so it's actually very, very new. And what's interesting, right, about the pharmaceuticals is that they don't work on a cellular level. They can't pass through our blood-brain barrier. If you have a cold or a flu, right, and you go to the doctor for something viral, they actually don't have something that can address it at the root level because it's concocted, it's synthetic. Whereas these essential oils that do have anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, antiviral benefits, they can actually penetrate and work with our bodies on a cellular level so that we can have healing at the root. They come from the seeds, the bark, the stems, the roots, the flowers, or the rinds of Mother Nature. And I always like to say, think about it, you're in nature too, right? We're made out of the earth as well. And if you look at the oil in a plant, that oil that's in that plant is the immune system of that plant. It's what that plant is using to fight off the colds or the viruses, the mold, the insects. It's a reproductive system. That's how it reproduces itself. And since we're nature as well, it's symbiotic. So we can use nature's immune system for our immune system, or to balance out our hormones, we can use its hormone balancing aspects. So I always love that, thinking about that. They're also highly concentrated. So, which means that less is more. And while you're experiencing these essential oils, really keep that in mind. You don't need, 5 drops at one time, just one is enough. 1 or 2 is even enough for your need. They're 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. So, for example, 1 drop of peppermint essential oil, which I'm hoping many of you have received, contains the equivalent of 28 cups of peppermint tea. And so if you guys have these, so most of you guys received these little sample vials, which I probably should have had one on hand to give you guys an example. But when you're utilizing them, if you tip over the side and then you tap kind of the butt of it, tap it, you're going to get out maybe half a drop. So when you're utilizing your samples, maybe do 2 of those at a given time to give yourself an experience. So if you have some peppermint essential oil sample on you now, you can even just tap it right now into the palms of your hands, rub your palm together, take a nice inhale and feel the experience. Put a little bit on your forehead for tension, for headaches, or along your shoulders. To give yourself an experience, and also to see the power of it. You only need 1 drop to really experience that power. If some of you guys received your samples in roller bottles, you can rub a little bit of that roller bottle as well. So they're quite powerful. So let's go through how are we going to use our samples this week. So there's 3 core ways that we're able to use doTERRA's essential oils. And why we're able to use these so versatile is, again, because of their purity. This does not apply to the essential oils that you would buy at Whole Foods or over the shelf. This is just of the certified pure therapeutic grade. So the first way is aromatic. And those of you that are participating in the stress and mood study, this is especially important for you, but truly this is important for all of us, because for a lot of us, our digestion or our tension in our joints and in our muscles actually are connected to our mood, right? It is connected actually to our stress. So aromatic is this, an aromatherapy is this ancient, beautiful art and science, because when you breathe in the aromatic compounds, they go in through the olfactory sense into the limbic system of your brain, which is the seat of emotions. It controls your fight or flight versus relaxation. It controls your hunger, hormones. And the biggest thing for us is, again, to access that relaxation response, because in relaxation, that's where our body heals. That's the environment that our body needs to heal. And so when we're breathing in, for those of you that are participating in that stress study, by breathing in the lavender sample or the serenity sample, there's various samples that you may have received, the wild orange. What it does is it signals into your body, go into balance, go into homeostasis. It starts developing healthy neural pathways in the brain. So that's very, very powerful. Also for our digestion, right? We're relaxed. So that is the power of aromatherapy, as well as if you have a diffuser in your home. This cleans and purifies the air, especially important for those of us living in cities where there's a lot of pathogens in the air. And then those of us that also struggle with sinuses. That's how I came to doTERRA and found doTERRA was actually through healing my sinus issues. It can open the airways and clear sinus infections and things like that. The second way is topical. So topical is how we utilize these essential oils on top of our skin. And this can be truly anywhere. Our skin is like a tongue. So anytime we apply the essential oils on our skin, it absorbs into our bloodstream within 30 seconds and starts to work on a cellular level for that inflammation, for that pain, for that tension. This is going to be especially powerful and important for both the digestion and for the pain, those of us with tension. So applying it directly onto the area that we're experiencing that pain. But also, you'll notice here it says apply to the bottom of the feet. Now that is very interesting. It's very important to think about the bottoms of their feet because of all of the reflexology points in the meridians. And also what's nice about the bottoms of the feet is it's extra calloused. And so you can put the oils there. And for those of us with really sensitive skin, we could put like a hot oil, like an oregano oil or a cinnamon oil. We could put it on the bottoms of the feet and get all of the therapeutic benefits without any skin irritation, especially great for babies and children. When utilizing the essential oils on your skin, you can also, it's highly recommended to dilute with a carrier oil. Carrier oils are any kind of vegetable oils like coconut oil, jojoba oil, olive oil, sesame oil. The aromatherapy favorite is the fractionated coconut oil because the fat's taken out of it. And so it helps it absorb into the skin. It doesn't stay greasy and it doesn't have a coconut smell. But those of you that are utilizing your samples and don't have the fractionated coconut oil yet, you can feel, and if you have some level of skin sensitivity, feel free to use any of the kind of coconut oil or carrier oil you even have, in your kitchen. Is totally fine. And a lot of our oils are fine to put on directly. Our lavender oil, peppermint, wild orange, most of the oils you can just enjoy right on the skin. It's okay. And then internally, that is the third way that we use our essential oils that are doTERRA grade. I would not recommend internally enjoying any other essential oil company. But with our oils, they're so pure that actually taking them internally is the most powerful way to use the essential oils. You get all of the therapeutic benefits, none of it's evaporating. And this is for targeted needs, like, for sure, I know lots of women are always wanting to know more about weight loss and hormone balancing, for taking down inflammation and blood pressure, cholesterol, healing digestion. Those of you that are in the digestive study, if you have a sample of that Digestion, you can enjoy a drop on your tongue or in a glass of water. Detoxification, very powerful, and you're getting all of those antibodies, antioxidants, and just a high level with just one drop. Really amazing. So I hope you guys are still with me, and I'm not talking. Sometimes I talk too fast. But let's go and just review for us. So again, you may be here for pain or digestion or sleep or your mood. So we're just going to go through some of these core areas so that you can begin experimenting with the sample that you receive. So if you're in the pain study, you're going to experience your oil, whether it was your oil blend, whether it was deep blue, peppermint, aroma touch, whatever you have received, explore it, rubbing it on location. So if it's like a neck pain or lower back, I know a lot of us are dealing with back pain. If you're dealing with sciatica, the sciatic nerve is actually also on the heel of your foot. It's connected to the heel of your foot. So also utilizing on the bottoms of the bottoms of your feet. When using a carrier oil, if you have fractionated coconut oil or you have some type of carrier oil, you could actually put the essential oil first on your skin and then put the carrier oil on top and rub it in that way. And it'll be like a nice time release. Again, I would say with topical usage, you can do 2 to 4 drops even. If you have more than one sample, you could try one this week and then one next week and just even explore or even experience it day to day. You should feel a pretty instantaneous experience within a few minutes of using the essential oil. So that's pain, headaches on the forehead, things like that. Sleep. Okay, so if you're here to really work on your sleep, I'm excited for you. So if you have a diffuser, some people, they come to doTERRA and they've already had like a diffuser that they've gotten on Amazon before. So you can start diffusing this. Maybe a few hours before you fall asleep, you can add, a few drops, 4 to 6. I know we want to kind of help those drops last for a while, but 4 to 6 drops. Maybe a couple hours even before you go to bed to help you start to wind down. If you have a lavender sample or serenity sample, that lavender is in the serenity as well. And lavender is a nervine herb. So it's directly working with your nervous system, which is what needs calming, right? Also, enjoy the essential oil topically, rubbing it on your feet. And if you have a partner, it's really nice. Or you have kids, it's really nice to rub each other's feet before you go to bed as a nice, loving moment to connect. Along the neck, the chest, you can anoint along your pillow. You can also enjoy our lavender, the doTERRA lavender, even in your water. The Serenity blend that you received, that one isn't meant to be ingested unless you got the supplement. But the lavender on its own is actually quite wonderful, and one drop in your water, or you can even make a tea with it. Mix it even with a little honey. You can make a little latte with some milk, almond milk, and it's really a nice, nourishing way to get that deep rest. If you're the type that wakes up in the middle of the night, just re-anoint, keep it by your bedstand and use it again. And what it's doing is actually retraining your body. So the more that you use the lavender, actually the better it's going to work. It's not like, again, the pharmaceuticals that have side effects and also stop working over time and build up resistance. That's not how plants work in our system. We'll actually work better and better. Digestion. Okay. I've seen so many amazing results from people utilizing our digestive oils. So if you're in digestion study, you probably have received that Digest Zen blend. I've seen that help people get off of, acid reflux medication, or people that have been chronically constipated, or just those of us that deal with a little bit of indigestion. So enjoy that oil, or the peppermint oil, or the ginger oil, whatever you received. Rub it along your belly, a drop. Again, you could do it in a carrier oil, or you could also just put it directly on. You can enjoy a drop in water. You can even enjoy a drop on your tongue. The peppermint oil straight is very powerful. So putting a drop on the tongue, very strong experience. And for some people, drinking the peppermint oil just on its own is a little bit too intense. I really do enjoy it. I personally prefer the Digestion in terms of drinking it. It's a nice blend of ginger and caraway and tarragon and ginger, I said that, peppermint, fennel, anise, the world's best blends for digestion. So yeah, rubbing, and it's going to take away that, bloating discomfort pretty quickly. Even on little ones, you can dilute in coconut oil and rub it on them. Even a colic baby, it's really great. So the last key part of our program is the stress and mood. So important, everyone. I think we're all dealing with a certain level of this important topic, right? So again, like I spoke, the power of aromatherapy, helping access that limbic system in our brain to promote relaxation and peace. If you have the diffuser, diffuse it. It's all about taking that breath. And I think many of us know there's a power to like breathing, right? Anyways, like if someone's stressed out, we just say, just breathe, right? Well, you're enhancing that when you're breathing in these plant medicines. So diffusing, one drop in your palm, and then inhaling through the palm throughout the day, numerous times a day, 5-6 times a day. Anointing over the heart, if you are somebody that's extra kind of ungrounded, if you received certain grounding oils, you can put it on the bottoms of your feet. So this is the recommendations, and we want to hear from you how you're experiencing them. Everybody's body is unique. And so I'm really looking forward to hearing your testimonies and what works for you, and the impact it has in your weeks to come. So I wanted to open up the floor because I think that's, this is the closing piece here, safety. So in general, we wouldn't want to put the essential oils in our eyes. So if you get something in your eye, like some peppermint in your eye, don't worry, but just use a carrier oil like coconut oil or olive oil to dilute it out. If you use water, it'll make it stronger. But if you're working on eyesight or something, nerve issues with the eye, you could rub oils around the eye. Ears, if someone's having an issue with their ear, we would rub it around the ear, not in the ear. Sinus issues, we wouldn't put it necessarily a ton of them up the nose. There are specific oils we can use though in a neti pot. Again, diluting in coconut oil, and if we're drinking them, it's better to drink them in glass and not in plastic. In general, we want to not use too much plastic anyways, right, friends? So using it in glass, stainless steel, copper, things like that. So that was my main piece. I want to open the floor here now to my amazing wellness advocate partners. Angie, would you like to share any additional pieces?
Oh, and I just wanted to mention that the deep blue is, not one to drink.
Yes.
Most people don't have the supplement facts on their bottles because they're the sample ones.
Right.
So the deep blue, can you think of any others they would not want to ingest?
Yes. Yeah, the deep blue, and if you received a Serenity Sleep Blend, that also has certain plants that aren't meant to be ingested. Like it has, I think vanilla, like a vanilla absolute that's not meant to be ingested. It's just a little too strong for going through our system that way. But I think the rest of them, should be ingestible. If you have questions, of course, ask the person that sponsored you. Anything else and Angie, she's actually an amazing massage therapist, so she's been able to utilize that quite a bit.
Yeah, my clients love it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Was there someone else that just said something?
Yeah, it's Shawnee. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I was just thinking if we did any of the emotional ones, like peace and forgive and passion, those are not ingestible either, are they?
No, exactly. Yes, good point. So also, some of those emotional blends, you just want to focus on really the aromatherapy, breathing them in. And the people that are going to really focus on internal usage and exploring that will most likely be the digestion and maybe the sleep studies with our lavender essential oil. So thank you, Shawnee. Shawnee's also an amazing wellness advocate. Anyone else want to chime in, share?
I know. I gave a bunch of my people that were doing the sleep study balance also to start kind of the wind down. So you didn't mention that in the sleep study, but I was telling them that they should just apply it to the bottoms of their feet with a carrier to kind of start in that wind down, and then use the lavender or serenity, whichever they got.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's great. Balance is one of our grounding blends, especially good for stress, mood, and yes, great way to start the sleep process. Lovely. Any questions from our study participants on how you can utilize them? Again, start to use them right away. Start using them tonight, and then we're going to give you a day tomorrow, some space that you can really explore, and then we're going to follow up. The Wellness Advocates will follow up Saturday and Sunday, check in with you, and then start adding you to our Facebook group for lots of more fun giveaways and education to come. Any questions before we close our class?
Yes, Avesa, this is Stacy. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi. Thank you so much for the great presentation. I have actually several questions that I wrote down during your presentation.
Awesome.
I'm sure Julie told me in an email, but I can't recall at the moment. What is the Facebook group we should join?
Oh, great question. Yeah, so she's going to actually add you to the Facebook group so that
I'll ask her to add me tonight.
Worry about it. She'll add you actually on Sunday. We're going to activate that on Sunday. We want people to start having an experience.
March 4th.
We're going to launch it on Sunday or Saturday on the 3rd.
Okay, great. Yeah. That's my first question. My second question, I'm participating in this pain study for the deep blue oil.
Great.
And my question's associated with that. Does that oil have aromatic benefits, or is that more a topical oil?
Great question. So one thing that's kind of amazing about essential oils and plant medicine is that when you're using a plant for one thing, the compounds and the health benefits are so versatile that you could be using it for one thing and it actually is also supporting it with something else. So for example, in that blend, there's blue helichrysum. It's why it has that blue hue. Blue chamomile is what I wanted to highlight, the blue chamomile. So blue chamomile, we all kind of know generally, right? Like that's in teas and calming and rest. So this is actually also a good oil for stress. It's also a good oil for skin. That and the helichrysum that's in it is also really great for skin. So there's a lot of benefits to it. So I think absolutely it has a benefit to aromatic usage. Also the peppermint that's in it can be enlivening and invigorating and promote energy. And I think the key is for you to explore. Like, some people, they love that smell of the deep blue.
It smells great.
Yeah, right? It's kind of sweet.
My husband he just rubbed it on his beard. Because we smelled it when you told us how to tap it out. We were smelling it, and he just rubbed his hands on his beard. Now it smells so good.
That's so sweet. Yeah. Technically, that wouldn't be like the main, it wouldn't be a beard oil, right? In function.
No.
But that's great.
No, he was just smelling it. So topically, my two questions for topically. Mm-hmm. Do I need a carrier oil, and how would I apply it? Let's say I'm having really bad back pain focused on one area of my back.
Yeah.
I think you said 3 to 4 drops with a carrier oil, but I don't know if I need a carrier oil, and if not, can I just put it directly on my skin, and how much?
Yes, I would say 3 to 4 drops, maybe even a little bit more experience, because those sample vials you got, they might be shooting out really small drops versus
They are. They are.
So maybe 6 drops even. And you can put it on directly, but if you do have close by a type of carrier oil like coconut oil or olive oil or sesame, and you want to first put the essential oil on the skin and then put it on top, it will help less of it evaporate, if that makes sense. So it'll kind of time release into that back.
No, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Can you use extra virgin olive oil, or is that too rich?
Totally, you can use it. Yeah. The ideal is fractionated coconut oil, which you can get in the future. So, maybe experiment with both during the study. You are just getting like a taste. This is at the beginning. So maybe even just if you're noticing the virgin, because I've only ever actually used fractionated coconut oil. So I actually don't know so much about the virgin olive oil, but why don't you experiment and see which feels better to you?
All right, that sounds great. My very last question is, I looked on not your website. I actually was looking up the Deep Blue. I have a 3-year-old who is still nursing, but if he could stop if I want him to. I don't see anything here that says it's negative for nursing, but I wanted to ask just in case he does nurse.
I love your questions are so good. I'm sure it applies to a lot of people on the call today. No, absolutely fine. There's actually essential oils that are good to use even while nursing. Essential oils are great.
Oh, wonderful. While
nursing. Yeah, it's totally fine, especially since you're using it. It's not like you're, rubbing it over your breast area.
Right, topical.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Avesa. I really appreciate it. I look forward to doing this because I'm in a lot of pain and I'm open to anything.
Yeah, that sounds like you're a mom.
Especially natural.
Definitely. Yeah. So glad you get to be on this journey with us. Thanks for the question.
Yeah. No problem. My doctor offered me hardcore painkillers, but I don't want to go down that road, so I'm looking for alternatives.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we have also very natural supplement internals called Deep Blue Polyphenol that would be a great one to explore in the future as well. So explore this today, and there can be an ongoing conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else?
That's the end. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, friends. Again, Rachel, did you want to chime in?
Yeah. I was just saying that some of the people that I had invited, I had also mentioned that they could use an unscented lotion if that was all that they had, if they didn't have any cooking oil or something. But I just said lean, as natural as you can get, obviously, is gonna work better.
Yes.
Would you agree? Okay.
Yeah, that is as natural. Exactly. And again, it's okay to use pretty much all the oils that we sampled. You can use, I think all the oils we sampled, because nobody sampled oregano oil. So
no, I was just thinking more for the pain people, like you said, to disperse it and have it that time release kind of.
Time release. Yeah, totally. And again, if for those of you, it's okay to put all the oils that you got directly on without a carrier oil as well. It's just kind of like ideal in the future if you don't have a carrier oil near you. Okay, wonderful. I'm just going to check the chats to see if we have any questions here. No, I think we're good. So that closes our introduction class. Again, we're going to have another class to close the program on the 15th. It's going to be the same time. So we'll have 2 time options again, because we're working with people on the East Coast and the West Coast. So 7 p.m. East Coast time, 4 p.m. our time, and then 7 p.m. also West Coast time. So it's important to show up there too. We're going to continue the education process and go a little bit deeper into each of the oils. We'll see you guys on the Facebook. It's going to be, again, lots of fun, lots of giveaways. Everybody can win something, and a great place for us to gather more of your experience in education and participation. And I appreciate you all once again for being part of our movement. Our mission is to empower a healer in every home. In my heart, I am so happy everyone that gets empowered and equipped with tools in their homes so they don't have to use those hardcore medications like Stacy was just sharing. And I've been able to witness that already in these last 3 years with hundreds. So thank you again, and we'll see you on our Facebook. And thank you to the Wellness Advocates for also chiming in and supporting with the education tonight. And have a wonderful.
Can I chime in one more thing?
Yes.
And for all, I'm sure this goes out to everybody. For those of you that have a million questions after we hang up, which is what I would do when I would walk out of something, feel free to probably reach out to any of your sponsors or whatever, and we will be able to get those questions answered for you.
Exactly. Wonderful. Thank you so much for saying that, Rach.
I do have a question. I'm not sure. This is Lorraine.
Sure. Hey, Lorraine.
So I have the deep blue. And if you have multiple sites of pain, do you suggest putting it on each one of those or focusing more on the feet?
Each one of those is more, I would say, is more, more ideal. So put it right on the shoulder pain or right on the back pain, right on the elbow pain, wrist pain. Especially for people that have sciatic pain, it's especially helpful to use on also the heel of your foot and explore that simultaneously.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I would like to chime in on that.
Please.
So if you are experiencing like multiple sites of pain, it's definitely a great regimen to make sure that you put the deep blue on your feet at night and then like during the day on the spots as well.
Oh, I love that. Doing that as like a kind of evening ritual. That's a great suggestion.
Right, because your body's like resting and then it's like going in. So it's like really wonderful.
Great suggestion, Tula. Tula is also a wonderful plant medicine educator. Awesome. Great. Okay, you guys. Well, please feel free to ask questions and we'll get you guys on the Facebook group. You'll be added and we'll see you guys soon. Have a wonderful, lovely evening. Bye.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Good night.